Good day everyone, this is Jade-an taking Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Mathematics at Kapalang College of Agriculture, Sciences and Technology. And for today's video, we'll be discussing on how to derive reciprocal relationship and the Pythagorean identities. So the purpose of this video is to share my knowledge about these topics and also to practice teaching. And hoping that through this video, you can learn something as well. So without further ado, let's start. Before deriving the formulas, let us first list the 6 trigonometric functions. So we have number 1. Sine theta is equal to A over C. Number 2, cosine theta is equal to B over C. Number 3, tangent theta is equal to A over B. Number 4, cosecant theta is equal to C over A. Number 5, secant theta is equal to C over B. And the last one is the cotangent theta, which is equal to B over A. So the first in our list to derive is the sine theta, which is equal to 1 over cosecant theta. So sine theta is equal to A over C. And then divide both by A. So the numerator is 1 and C over A is equal to cosecant theta. So that is why sine theta is equal to 1 over cosecant theta. Number 2, we have cosine theta, which is equal to 1 over secant theta. So cosine theta is equal to B over C. And then divide both by B. So it is equal to, the numerator is 1 and C over B is secant theta. So that is why cosecant theta is equal to 1 over secant theta. So let's continue. We have number 3. The tangent theta is equal to 1 over cotangent theta. And it can also be equal to sine theta over cosine theta. So tangent theta is equal to A over B. And then divide both by A. So the numerator is 1 and B over A is cotangent theta. So that is why tangent theta is equal to 1 over cotangent theta. But what if tangent theta is equal to A over B and then divide both by C? So it is equal, so A over C is sine theta and B over C is cosine theta. So that is why tangent theta is also equal to sine theta over cosine theta. So next is number 4. Cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tangent theta. And it can be also equal to cosine theta over sine theta. So let's identify first the cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tan theta. So cotangent theta is b over a, divide both by b. So the numerator is 1 and a over b is tangent theta. So that is why cotangent theta is equal to 1 over tangent theta. And to get cosine theta over sine theta, we have cotangent theta is equal to b over a and divide both by c. And b over c is equal to cosine theta. And a over c is equal to sine theta. So that is why cotangent theta is also equal to cosine theta over sine theta. So let's proceed to number 5. The secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. So secant theta is equal to c over b and then divide both by c. So the numerator is 1 and b and over c is equal to cosine theta. So that is why secant theta is equal to 1 over cosine theta. And the last one is the cosecant theta, which is equal to 1 over sine theta. So cosecant theta is equal to c over a and then divide both by c. So the numerator is 1 and a over c is sine theta. So that is why cosecant theta is equal to 1 over sine theta. So now, let us proceed to the Pythagorean identity. We have number 1. The sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, which is equal to 1. So to get this identity, we should use the Pythagorean theorem. We have a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So to get the sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta, divide both by c squared. So we get a over c squared plus b over c squared. And c squared over c squared is equal to 1. So we all know that a over c is sine theta. So sine squared theta plus b over c is cosine theta. So cosine squared theta is equal to 1. Solve the problem. A building is 60 feet high. At a distance away from the building, an observer notices that the angle of elevation on top of the building is 51 degrees. To the nearest foot, how far is the observer from the base of the building? So the trigonometric function that we should use is the tangent theta, which is equal to a over b, or the opposite over the adjacent, because tangent theta is equal to opposite over the adjacent, or the a over b. So we have tangent 41 degree is equal to 50 over x, or the adjacent. So x is equal to 50 over tangent 41 degree. If we solve it using the scientific calculator, we will get 58. So it means that the observer from the base of the building is 58 feet.